Hi Jamie, this is Maggie, and this is my site walkthrough of the Dynamic Dyslexia and Speech website that I designed. So my main goal with this site was to make sure that it was inviting and friendly to people of all ages. I also wanted to make sure the site was easy to navigate for anyone that does have dyslexia and is visiting the site. And the main way I really tried to do this was by sectioning the page information by color so that the content's very organized and the user can easily understand what section of the site they're in. So to start, I kept all of the content of the website divided into the same 5 pages that you had on your original site. So home, which we're on right now, about, what is dyslexia, services, and contact. So we'll start by going through this home page. So when someone were to Google dynamicdyslexiaandspeech.com, this is what would come up first. We start out with a little welcoming kind of message saying, welcome to Dynamic Dyslexia and Speech. It has your office location, and we're in West Virginia right here. And then continues with your mission statement. And then after reading the mission statement, if someone were interested in your company right away, or they're a returning user and they immediately want to contact you and get your information, they can go straight to contact us. They read this, they like what you're about already, they go to about us. This takes you to the about you page. And then the contact page will take you directly to the contact page for anyone that would comes to the site and already needs to send you a message. So next we have these little quick links. I kind of took the most important information on your website and made these little short sayings that describe each section of your company. So we start out with the about dyslexia. This kind of has like half of the full definition, so that if someone was interested, they click read more. It takes them directly to the full quote of what is dyslexia and the page that educates your site visitors all about dyslexia. Then signs and symptoms. I kind of made up this information. I tweaked kind of what I had on the mock-ups the last time, but this information will all be editable, so you can come back in and easily change what any of this says later on. For right now, it just says signs and symptoms differ from person to person and age group to age group. Do you think someone you know may have dyslexia? Check out some of the most common symptoms. You click learn more, and that takes you directly to the age group symptoms on the what is dyslexia page. And then ignore that green line, that won't be there. And then our services, which is a little description about the services you offer. If someone were to click here, it takes you directly to the services page. Okay, and then at the bottom here, this is just a little snippet about the process, and because I know from your original presentation, you guys really want to make sure that you're giving the help that each client needs. They're getting the right help for whatever severity their dyslexia is. So I just kind of made this up too. Some dyslexia is more severe than others. Here at Dynamic Dyslexia and Speech, we ensure that you are diagnosed with the right level of severity, and we help by offering services that fit accordingly to your condition. Want to know how we do it? Click here to view our diagnosis process. And then if you were to click here, that takes you directly to the what does a diagnosis involve, goes through each step that you take with a new client. So that's really all we have on the home page. Okay, to continue on, this is the about page, and it starts out with your story explaining how you guys began. And then it comes to a Meet Jamie section, explains all about you and your education and where you come from. Then we continue on to your client reviews right here. And then obviously Linda Jones is just a filler for now. But once we do have your staff members, we can fill in their picture, image, and then a little description for each staff member. a little bit about what they do. Oh, and I forgot to explain this on the homepage. This in the footer right here, all of your contact information is very easily accessible too. And then I have little image icons next to each one, so a phone and your phone number, email, dynamic dyslexia and speech at gmail.com, and then if you were to click on that, and I don't know if this only works on a MacBook, I think, but it would take you directly to a new message. And then your location, and then Facebook. This one also you can click and takes you directly to the Dynamic Dyslexia and Speech Facebook page. And that is on every page at the bottom there. And then we have the What is Dyslexia page. Starts out with the full definition. If someone were to read this and right away they want to know how to get help if you do have dyslexia, a link right here takes you directly to the services that you guys offer. And then the symptoms with each age group and symptoms listed underneath. And then we go down to the myth and fact section. So this page of the site is really all, like, it's like the educating page for anyone that would come to the site to really get to know what dyslexia is all about. And then in this section, I wanted to make it like fun to go through. So you read the myth and the fact, and then you read the quote that correlates with the myth and the fact. So those are all listed here. And I really wanted to incorporate these quotes somewhere in the site because I noticed you had a lot in your presentation, and I thought that was a good way. They're very encouraging, and I thought they were good quotes to read too. And then we come to this. I figured once you read all this information and you were educated a little bit about dyslexia, and if you were thinking you or someone you know is showing signs of dyslexia, we can help. And then this would bring you directly to the contact page. So kind of lots of links all over the site to go with the easy navigation factor. Makes the user not have to think a lot at all. Like they just can go through and like if they read all this and they're like, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I'd like to talk to someone. You can click there. So I tried to put a lot of like guiding things like that all around the site so that you don't always have to scroll up to the top and think like, oh, if I wanted to know how to contact, what would I do? Like, obviously contact, but you know what I mean? Like it would just be easily right there in the middle of this page too for someone. Okay, so this is the fact section. I have an infographic icon to go with each fact down here. So it makes it a little bit more visually interesting to read through. And that is all for that page. And then services. Here we have the infographic that you will recognize from your brochure. And once again, I do want this to be interactive in some kind of way. I think that'd be really neat to, kind of click on it and that bring you down. And then maybe, that the section that we're correlating to would enlarge in or something so you know what you were talking about. I don't, to be honest, really know how to do that yet, so maybe in the future to come, I can sit down with Kofi and we can figure out how to make this interactive, but I think that would be a really neat element to it. But for now, it's just kind of the infographic listed. You scroll down, and then there's just the description for each service is listed below. And then at the bottom of this page, it's the what does a diagnosis involve, goes through the steps of your diagnosis process. And then finally, we have the contact page. It starts out with a nice welcoming and like a little message to make someone feel comfortable to contact you all. And then the user would have the option of filling out this contact form. And then once they hit submit, it will go directly to your dynamic dyslexia and speech at gmail.com or whatever email you want it to go to. It will submit to that. Or it's just the basic contact information reinstated. That's also in the footer. It's stated again here in case someone would rather give you a phone call or send you a personal email themselves. And then the Google map is listed here also. If you click this, it takes you to Google Maps right there. I also just have another quick link if you wanted to get directions to where you guys are at. That's easy to do too. And then the 3 cities that you requested that you are closest to are right here listed on the bottom. And yes, that is all. Those are all the pages. So next, I just want to show you kind of how it's responsive. So if someone were to look at this on an iPad, right here. So this is kind of the iPad size. Everything just gets a little bit more condensed. Turns into like 3 columns. I'll just go through each page quickly so you can see. The navigation gets a little different. It has this touch pull down bar instead of it all listed on the top here. And then this is the about page, just a little bit more condensed. What is dyslexia? All the same information, things just move around a bit so they're easy to view on a little bit smaller of a screen. Okay, and then this is your services. Still have this infographic. Everything's the same. And then contact just goes to 1 column. And then, of course, on mobile, everything gets just condensed a little bit more, so it's easier to navigate on a smaller phone screen size. So I'll just scroll through again and let you see everything. I should probably put this in the center. So the only part that is different about the mobile version is that the infographic is it's a little too large to view on your phone screen. It'd be too tiny. So I kind of that just goes away when you pull it up on your phone. It'll just have your services listed here instead of having that. But that is the only kind of content that disappears on the mobile phone. Everything else is here. It's just condensed down a bit more. So yeah, that is all I have. If anything immediately jumps out at you or you don't like anything, please let me know and I'll continue to tweak it. But for now, this is all for the website. And once again, kind of wanted to keep it straightforward, easy to navigate for a user, and still be consistent with the branding and colors and scheme we worked so hard to create earlier in the year. But yeah, thank you so much, and we're having so much fun working on this, and I hope you and your family have an awesome Thanksgiving. Thank you. Talk to you soon.